So you say, Ms. Johnson, that the plaintiff is acting out, so I don't care anymore. How is she acted out?
So she texted me and said, hey, let me know when you're gonna get some money, keep me in the know. Cool. She was like, okay, cool. Understanding that in between that time, I lost my sister. So when I lost my sister died March 22nd. We actually got in an argument on the day that my sister died. She called and she was like, you don't care, you ain't letting me know, woo, woo, woo. I'm literally hollering in the phone, hey, my sister is brain dead and I don't know if she's gonna live. Her words to me was, sorry for your sister, click. So when my sister died and I didn't hear from her, I didn't even get, my condolences, this, that, and the third, because no matter what our differences was, we know what family means to us. Next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call, you're being sued. At that point, I did say, okay, if I'm being sued, I really don't care at this point. Did say that. That was my exact words. I don't care. You suing me? I don't care, because if you're going this far, then what else do we need to talk about?
All right, I'm going to open it up.
I have a question here for you, Ms. Johnson. You said in your answer here, in your court papers, I tried talking to LaTina about possibly splitting the costs since neither the deer accident nor the theft had been my fault.
Correct.
It wasn't her fault either, right?
Right.
Why should she have to pay 1 penny to get her car back in the condition it was in when she lent it to you?
Correct. She lent it to me, but the things that happened to that car was out of my control. I can't control a deer, nor can I control a theft.
But it was in your control, your possession.
Correct.
Back to my original question. Why should she have to pay 1 penny after she did such a nice thing for you and lent you this car free of charge? And then you return it to her damaged in that condition, and you've got the nerve to ask her to pay for half of it?
But how can I prevent that? Like, if I could return it and it had been perfectly fine the way I gave it to her, I would have, but I couldn't prevent anything.
You're blaming the wrong people. You blame the deer, you blame the people who stole the car. It was in your control, your possession, not hers. She did a good deed to you.
Yeah.
And then you have nothing but stonewalling her, and now you're coming up with every sort of excuse as to why she might want her car back in the same condition it was in when she gave it to you.
I want my car back.
She doesn't like my boyfriend. I was hanging out with my new friend in Thanksgiving. What does any of that have to do with whether she can get her car back in the condition it was in when she lent it to you?
She might can't.
Do we have any estimates?
So the estimate that I received was originally $6,225 in all, but she did give me $1,000, so that left with the $5,225. I just want my mother's car repaired. I love Abara, and I'm still gonna love her when we walk out of here, but it just gave me the intentions that you just didn't care, and it was just basically like, I'm gonna pay you when I can, and you're just gonna accept it, and I don't think that's right.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. We have deliberated, reviewed the evidence, and reached a unanimous verdict. The legal terms that this is decided under pertain to something called a bailment, where somebody lends somebody something, and depending on who is benefiting from the lending arrangement, that determines really who's responsible when something goes wrong. So under the circumstances, even though I think we all agree you're certainly not responsible for the theft, and we certainly didn't have enough evidence to prove whether you were or weren't responsible for the deer, the car was in your possession. So under the law, it makes you more responsible than the plaintiff. Because of that, we find in favor of the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000, and we hope you two can find your way to being sisters maybe one day soon.